Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, my friends. It's time for a little Saturday morning React-TOONS, and this time we're watching Robotech Season 1, Episode 5, Transformation. When last we left the Robotech group, they were doing a bit of a time jump on us in the form of Episode 4, The Long Wait. We were watching from Rick and Minmay's perspective as they spent, their 12 plus days deep inside the bowels of the SDF-1 just surviving, while meanwhile, something that we actually didn't see but were told, the rest of the fleet, armada, whatever you want to call it, was built on a rescue operation with getting all the civilians from Macross City up into the SDF-1. And then that group and the buildings that they saved, apparently, were then becoming a city within the fortress. So a lot has happened in the 12 days that we've kind of been removed with Rick and Minmay. I'm curious to see where all that stands. My friends, if you could do me a favor, hit the like button, smash the subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. You'll be alerted anytime we go live with any Saturday morning React-TOONS or any of our sci-fi offerings. And of course, if you'd like that stuff early or in a longer format, the link to the Patreon is in the description, my friends. But all that is then, and this is now. And what's now? Season 1, Episode 5, Transformation. I can't wait to see it, my friends, so let's watch it. Prepare to engage maximum warp reaction. And away we go. Fanfare. These episodes are so short with this intro and then the recap and then the actual story, and then the coming soon or the next episode stuff. I think somebody told me that we're getting like 15 minutes maybe of new material per episode, which is fine with me. I mean, these are bite-sized things anyway, so I enjoy being able to, the story's been great, so you all decide exactly how much you want to give me. It's fine. And by you all, I mean Harmony Gold from 50 years ago. Oh. I noticed in the beginning that the front of the SDF-1 like opens. Is that how it shoots? It opens like a great big tuning fork. Hey, a little Vulcan roll.
The entire population of the island is now sheltered somewhat uneasily inside the gigantic battlecruiser.
Oh, wow. Minmay with a change of outfits.
And how is Rick? Is he up yet?
I believe he's still in bed. Oh, by the way, Aunt Lena, are you going to leave everything like this, or will you reopen the restaurant?
What do you mean, reopen the restaurant?
We have everything we need, so I'm sure it'd be no problem.
But it's awfully difficult to run a restaurant when these are all the rations they give you.
Right.
Right. Let's get cracking. Full steam ahead.
Wait just a second.
That was a power snap.
That's it. Easy now. Okay, turn it around. Good.
What was that? Oh, okay, the reopening.
But even though we are in a spaceship lost in outer space, we can still have life as usual.
Well, you aren't lost. You know where you are.
And welcome to the first Chinese restaurant in space.
Thank you.
Oh, well.
Hey, you're that girl, Minmay, that everyone's been talking about. I bet you had some pretty incredible adventures.
Yeah, sometimes it was pretty scary.
I heard it was just you and that what's-his-name, that kid, alone for 2 weeks. What were you doing all that time?
What do you mean?
Oh, I think you know.
Come on, it's obvious.
Hey, welcome to the restaurant. Ask me any personal question that you would like.
You didn't fall in love or anything?
Don't be ridiculous.
You didn't fall in love? What, I mean, I don't know how to feel about Rick without the neckerchief.
After everything that happened, the very next day, we're just friends?
Well, buddy, you weren't going to get married to her in that little fake marriage, so maybe give everything the chance to naturally happen, if it's going to happen.
There will be some major changes occurring, both internally and externally.
Right.
The people are only now starting to get used to being here. To throw them into confusion again.
Where is this place? This is a huge room. It's definitely not the bridge.
Oh, hi, Rick.
Minmay, you're going to need some support staff. Oh. Don't get all emo on us, Rick.
Listen, buddy, this is the racer I won 8 international championships in, and you call it junk?
Amateur championships. I don't understand what that gleam was. It's like the old racer's waking up.
An aircraft carrier connected to the Robotech ship?
I mean, I guess it would still all work, right? I'm sure the original crew froze to death and or suffocated, but let's not get into that.
Those Veritech fighter engines are built on a reactor design. With that kind of propulsion, believe me, you can go anywhere.
Nice.
Join us, Rick. Join the Robotech forces and quit all this moping around.
I mean, I agree with that.
Oh, you'd rather drag yourself all over the ship like a lovesick idiot.
That's the best type of fighter pilot if you don't want to be one.
Do you think it's possible for a girl to change overnight? I mean, completely?
Think it's possible for a girl and a guy like me to... No. No, I don't.
Girls like her can be sort of fickle sometimes, know what I mean? You better be careful some guy in uniform doesn't come along. See ya.
Let me drop this depth charge of paranoia. Meanwhile, amongst the turd fleet.
What are they?
Precisely.
Murdering?
So the inhabitants here are Macronians, eh?
I brought these to you as soon as I could.
Jesus. Murder.
I'm to keep my hands off any Macronian planet, eh? Humbug.
Humbug?
Very well, then. I suggest we fold immediately and go after them.
Do they know where they are, though? Oh, hell, they're all folding.
Oh, could you open the window?
Oh, yeah, sure. Be glad to.
I have to fart. Let's let the breeze in from the section of the ship we're in.
I was returning to get that when you rescued me.
A love letter, huh?
Don't be silly. You can take a look at it if you like.
Stop being so weird, Rick.
What? This says you were accepted for the Miss Macross competition. Miss Macross?
Yeah.
And you're a celebrity now. You're a shoo-in when they have Miss Macross again in 30 or 40 years.
It doesn't matter if this isn't our home. You can always audition again when we get back to Earth.
If we get back to Earth.
Well, it's a little positive energy here, everybody.
Yes, I used to have a dream, Min-May. Now it's a pile of junk.
Are you talking about your airplane?
What was your dream with your racer? To go pro, since you... Oh, here they come. I obviously knew where they were. If that glint in the background is supposed to be the Zentradi Armada.
Radar reports an unidentified
The bridge is different.
enemy starships.
They've come.
Well, they were going to.
Aye, aye, Captain. Enemy attack. Repeat, enemy attack. This is not a drill.
Ooh. That, I guess the different squadrons have different, like, color schemes. Those dark ones were awesome. Someone told me that the brown or tan and white ones are like foot soldier type things.
How come you're always talking about Roy's flying? You're just as good a pilot as he is any day.
And Roy invited you to do exactly what he does. Rick needs to sack up, everybody. That's crude, but effective.
I'm afraid we're gonna have a tough one this time.
Oh, I love that ship. Whoa. Wow, this...
I'm okay, but what about the hull?
Just pray.
Pray doesn't seem to be... I would like some more specifics as to how we're going to combat this. I mean, prayer's great, but... So the Zentradi pods are way better in space. Makes sense. What about these other guns all over the ship?
Say it will be impossible to repair them quickly. Number 4 engine is almost completely destroyed.
Self-control systems report considerable damage and casualties.
Whew. Come on, Global.
We will now execute Dr. Lang's designated modular transformation.
In the middle of combat? Did we learn nothing? That's gonna wreck shit inside the SDF-1.
All systems attention. All systems attention.
Like, what about the city that they built, which I'm sure they didn't take into consideration when...
They can't be doing a transformation now. They're out of their minds.
2 minutes, 30 seconds.
I agree, yellow-suited techs.
This ship will be undergoing a modular transformation in 60 seconds.
Transformation? What's that?
I don't know.
How the hell did they get trees in here already?
All the soldiers who come to our restaurant are in exactly the same position.
Oh, yeah? The same position. You'd be the one to know now, wouldn't you?
Rick, you need to calm the... Wow, buddy. The only flag that Rick Hunter flies is a red one. Anybody interested in a relationship with Rick? I'm just waiting for screams to come in from different parts of the ship. What are you doing? Everything's getting destroyed. I knew this shit was going to happen. Oh boy. Oh, none of this is good. Oh, everybody on the other side of that bulkhead door is dead. Oh my God.
What's going on?
Hey, it's Captain Global's deciding to do something incredibly risky during combat again.
Left wing section modification percentage at 83, main gun up.
Casualty report coming in from Macross City. Everyone's dead. Wait. One person's still alive. They're dead too. Okay, so other than firing the main gun, what did this do for us?
Fire the main gun.
Okay, so this thing took out 2 ships before when it fired as the booby trap in episode 1. Wow. Holy. I mean, I didn't realize it had like Death Star levels of power.
Enemy ships disintegrated. Hooray!
All of them?
Whatever damage that has occurred is regrettable.
Regrettable.
Please report any casualties, injuries, or damages to your section shelter officer as soon as possible.
We have some damages and casualties to report. We're just going to send a picture.
Oh, I wonder if our restaurant was destroyed.
Minmay, I'm gonna do it.
Huh?
I'm gonna join the defense forces.
Well, back to you, huh, Rick?
I'm gonna enlist.
All right, Rick. I mean, okay. Okay, so just stay in that configuration, and anytime anything gets close, wreck it.
Don't miss Blitzkrieg, the next exciting episode of Robotech.
Awesome. Okay. All right, my friends, we just got done watching Robotech season 1, episode 5, Transformation. And the only thing left to do, my friends, is to talk about it. All right, my friends, we just got done watching Robotech season 1, episode 5, Transformation. Okay, so again, I'm not going to put like any weighty story stuff onto this. Again, I say cartoon and anime interchangeably just because of, you know, I'm super old, but I don't mean to discredit or mean this to sound derogatory in any way. But with an anime or in my experience with this cartoon, I'm not going to apply the same type of story standards to it that I would, you know, any other show or, you know, something of that nature, because they have a very limited amount of time in which they're working. And we kind of joked about it with the, you know, with the recap and then the, you know, coming soon and all that stuff. We don't have that much of actual meat to the story. But it goes without saying that we're able to kind of watch the characters, you know what I mean? And I am shocked because this show started off with, you know, really powerful premise. And I'm not saying that that's been diminished at all or that these are like lesser episodes, but I just think that there's a lot of stuff going on. Decisions are being, see, the best way to put this is this, and I'm going to kind of point out Global, but I mean everybody kind of exclusively in this. There are decisions being made, both interpersonal relationship decisions, and there is like a story kind of overarching like decisions that are being made that are bad, like really bad decisions. Like, I don't know if Global has made a correct decision yet. You know, I mean, yes, you can say that he got him out, the space fold and all that stuff. But at the same time, it's like, I get the idea that's coming from Captain Global, and it's a bad impression of him, is that he's outmatched. And like dramatically outmatched. And I'm not saying that that's wrong, because there is a unknown alien race space armada that you're fighting. So of course you're going to feel overwhelmed, and of course you're going to feel outmatched because of the sheer number of, you know, ships compared to your own. However, Global seems to he tennis balls back between moments of complete indecisiveness. He's not sure what to do. And then making an incredibly rash decision in the middle of combat. Let's try this. It's like he's throwing shit on the wall to see what sticks. And he's gotten sort of lucky, with the space fold, kind of anticipating the fact that, he was able to like pivot from the grav pods to the thrusters, which, okay. Someone made a great comment on YouTube that said, why didn't he use both? Why didn't he just use the thrusters and the grav pods? And it surely would have worked at that point, Again, it's like everything's untested. Like nobody's run the SDF-1 through any of its paces yet, so you have no idea what its stats are or what you can expect from it. It's a complete unknown, which is crazy. And now with this transformation, the first thing that I would have asked would have been, again, I'm not Captain Global, but I would have asked, okay, so if we transform the SDF-1, what happens to the tech that was talking about the gun specifically mentioned that there would be extensive internal changes to the SDF-1 when it transformed. I mean, the first thing you're going to think of is, wait a minute, we've got a ton of civilians on board that probably weren't taken into consideration when these military plans or the idea of transformation, they didn't expect us to have a city in our cargo bay or wherever it is. And, again, that is just, it's an oversight that's so glaring, it's tough to get past. Again, I've seen plenty of cartoons and anime that have very competent leaders. Even if they get beat, they're very competent, confident leaders that just might be outmatched because they don't have the right tech or they don't have the right personnel or it's just a numbers game, With Global, though, all those as well, in addition to which is starting to come across as incompetence. I'm sure that's not what they want, but I don't want the person that's in charge of everything, like the Adama of this little armada. I don't need Global to have a redemption arc where, boy, I was a really shitty commander when this all started, but now after the loss of tens of thousands of lives, and I think I'm really coming into my own. It's like, it's too late. It's too late, buddy. If you feel comfortable with yourself at the end of the war, you're finally starting to get it. Chances are that war didn't go real great, or as good as it could have, I guess is the best way to say it. And I'll end with this. I don't want to give too much and talk too much about, these little episodes. But the other thing is, Rick is insufferable right now. I mean, I understand that, they're trying to keep it lighthearted and they don't want to get, too involved. But, Rick is this just extremely whiny, I'm not saying Min-May's much better. Min-May's very self-absorbed, not necessarily. I mean, that might be too strong for Min-May. She's doing the best. She's actually, of everybody, really, of all the civilians, Min-May was the one that was like, hey, you know what, let's reopen the shop. And people were like, oh, I can't believe you would do that. And then they would realize, oh, this works and it's boosting morale. Thank you, Min-May. That was a great idea. She has some kind of, I shouldn't say that she's self-absorbed at all, but, she just has a couple things where she's working to better her life, not monetarily or anything, but just, make it more normal, make it easier to kind of accept. And that's certainly a positive thing. Rick is going about, and it's kind of, I mean, I don't want to say it's creepy because it's a cartoon, but it's kind of disturbing that he has this dramatically different view of what happened to them during the long wait than what Min-May does. In the moment, Min-May's saying, oh, she's thinking she's going to die. I'm never going to get married. I understand that. Is some of the dialogue corny? Absolutely. But I can look past that. The sentiment is what I'm kind of fixated on. And she wanted to experience what it was like to be married. And of course it wasn't real. And they had that cute little ceremony and it was touching and all that stuff in the long wait. Well, I didn't realize that old Rick Hunter decided that was like chiseled in stone fact. Like that meant that they'd be together forever. And regardless of whether or not they made it out of their situation, that was it. They were in love. They were, or whatever he thinks they're supposed to be, because he tennis balls back and forth from like extreme kind of possessiveness to, like, I don't give a fuck about you. You're dead to me, types of, just very kind of immature responses to what Min may say. I'm hoping, now that's a redemptive arc that I could see, with Rick kind of moving away from being, the kid in the little rocket craft that he had, or the little, sky jumper that he had, to what I'm assuming will eventually be some type of Veritech pilot. I can get aboard with that type of redemptive arc, especially, it makes me kind of disliking him now, maybe give it more weight in the future. We'll see. I don't know how Rick ends up. I don't know what happens to him. I mean, I know he's a main character. I don't know how much of a main character he is. It seems he's the main character now, but things change. Because again, I'm constantly kind of what you all are telling me about, this is 3 stories mixed into one. So I don't know, like the bits and cuts and pieces, or if they're, interspersed, or if it's like one cut and then the next cut, which I think that's what it is. But we'll see. We'll see. But my friends, if you could do me a favor and you've stuck with me ranting about how I don't like Rick Hunter, or how I severely question Global's competence, hit that like button, smash that subscribe, ring-a-ding-ding that bell for notifications, and you'll be alerted next time we go live with anything, whether it be Robotech, Saturday Morning React-TOONS, science fiction, Star Trek, anything. You'll be alerted and can join in, my friends. And of course, if you'd like anything early, I'm several episodes ahead of Robotech over on the Patreon. The link is in the description, my friends. But all that is then and this is now. And the only thing that we can do now is take some homework away from us. And the homework is this. If you ever find yourself in a floating space fortress, whether you're military, a Veritech pilot, one of the bridge crew, or a civilian that has been rescued and put inside, keep your shit about you. Keep positive, because no one needs a whiner, especially in a time of war. My friends, Falcon roll, and I'll see you next time.